Well, never let it be said that I don't recognize a cue line when I hear one. But I want to go on record. I don't need to hear the gory details of Kate's shooting to understand that this was but yet another move on the mob chessboard. An enemy of Sonny's wanted revenge or wanted to make some sort of big showy statement. So Kate, just like Michael, was an innocent victim literally caught in the crossfire. And now, of course, Sonny, well, obviously wants to strike back. Wants to make a big scary statement of his own. And I am not deceived for a second about the two of you and what exactly you are capable of. You can and will commit violent mayhem just like that at Sonny's request. But I am asking both of you to take a step back and ask yourselves, what exactly will be achieved by perpetuating the cycle of violence? What exactly constitutes appropriate revenge when there's nobody left standing? I'm sorry for being selfish, Jason, but I really don't want to have to pick out a smart outfit to go to Max's funeral just because Sonny Corinthos wants to make a point.
That is one hell of a woman. Just so we're clear, as much as I respect Diane's feelings, I'll do anything Mr. C needs.
No, Max, you can't. And I can't either. Cody and I went back to the church to double-check the sightline from the choir loft, and there is no doubt Kate was the intended target.
Well, then it had to be Karpov, not just because the bullet was Russian, but he had motive. Karpov was pissed that Sonny backed out of their deal. He felt disrespected, so he had Kate shot to send a message.
Okay, Max, I just want you to think for a second. Anyone can buy a Russian gun, right? I mean, why be so obvious? You want to send a message to Sonny? Why not say so? It doesn't add up. And until I know all the facts for sure, I cannot retaliate.
Are you seriously standing here refusing to help Sonny get revenge for Kate after everything he's done for you?
Patrick says you'll make a full recovery. You did your part. Now it's time to do mine. You know, I walked away from the mob. You know that better than anyone. But it left me vulnerable, even worse. It made you vulnerable. That can't happen again. I have to accept that I can't run away from the violence. I have become the violence. So I'm going back. I'm going to put myself in a position where I strike fear in my enemies' hearts. And whoever did this to you, whoever hurt you, is going to pay an ugly price. No one will ever come after me or mine again. Make sure Karpov pays. I'm gonna make sure all my enemies are afraid to come near you. Whatever it takes, Kate. I'm gonna keep you safe.
Almost listen to his...
What is going on?
You know, when blind Tiresias first issued his unwelcome prophecy, people wouldn't listen. And
wait, look, I'm asking Spinelli to remind you where your loyalties lie and all that would be lost if you carry out what Mr. Corinthos wants.
You got something to say, Bernie. Say it to me. Don't use Spinelli.
I'm sorry. You listen to him, you respect him, and that's how important I think this is. Going after Karpov now would be a terrible mistake.
Well, that's the opposite of what you told me before. Didn't you advise me to take him out with a preemptive strike?
Yes, that's when I assumed that a truce between you would be impossible, but you proved me wrong. Now, if you violate your own truce, There's going to be open conflict, and, well, it's going to cost us money and lives.
Anything else?
No. I overstepped. I'm sorry. It's just how serious I think the situation is.
I'll think about what you said.
Thank you.
The Beneficent One speaks from a place of deep concern, but the Jackal fears he is completely misguided. You must act on Mr. Sir's behalf.
You want me to provoke a war?
The Jackal is aware that Stone Cold considers Mr. Sir a mentor and maybe even a father figure, but one cannot avoid the potential for a deadly Oedipal conflict, the shedding of blood, the dark power.
You running a fever again?
No, I'm quite well. Spleenless, but well.
Okay, can you stop babbling about the Greek stuff?
It is relevant to the situation and indeed a strong example of how a similar tragedy could be avoided. See, if Oedipus has just guided his wagon around that of his father on the road to Thebes, blind Tiresias' prophecy would have never been fulfilled. Oedipus would have never killed his father, however, unknowing. Stone Cold has a similar opportunity to avoid a potential conflict and by doing so save himself.
So are you saying don't challenge Sonny?
Continuing to refuse to go after Comrade Karpov could lead to Mr. Sir turning his wrath on you, and knowing you, you might not defend yourself. So, just maybe if you bend to Mr. Sir's will, he'd be placated.
So are you saying I should do what's easiest for me?
Ease is a relative term.
Okay, if I give in to Sonny, I'm taking the coward's way out.
The Jekyll fails to see how dispatching Comrade Karpov could be seen as an act of cowardice.
Because I wouldn't be doing it because it's right or it's smart. I would be doing it because I want to keep Sonny as my friend and I want to please him, Spinelli. We don't even have all the facts. If I go to war, I'm going to be hurting everyone. People who work for me, people who are close to me. So I guess it comes down to this. Either I betray them or I betray him.
Perhaps in the event of Comrade Karpov's demise, his associates would be too intimidated to retaliate. A conflict with Mr. Sir would be avoided. The attack on the fashionista would be avenged. Peace, or something close, would reign. There's Nadine. That seems odd.
Go ahead, take it.
Tis I, the Jackal.
Spinelli, it's Nadine Crowell. Could you meet me on the Elm Street Pier, like, now?
Are you in dire distress or in need of rescue?
Well, not exactly, but I could really use your help.
Jackal's in the meeting at
It's
the
okay,
moment.
go.
Are you certain?
Well, yeah, I'm certain that's why I called.
Okay, I'll be there straight away.
I appreciate your thoughts.
I hope my private meeting with the Beneficent One couldn't be construed as insubordination of anyone.
No, not at all. Talking this through makes it a little more clear to me because I can't give in to Sonny, no matter how much I want to. How's Kate?
She made it through surgery. She was unconscious when I left. Dr. Drake says she's gonna be fine.
That's good news. I'm happy for you.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. This is what I should have done months ago. I'm gonna tell you what I want you to do. You're gonna do it. Cause I'm taking over. Stay on and work for me, which I know you will. I wanna trust that I'll be able to, tell you what to do, and you'll do it. So I'm thinking the first thing...
Sonny, I'm not going to work for you. Sonny, you signed over the business to me. You entrusted me with it to run it the best I could. And in the interest of the business and everyone in my organization, I can't let you just take over.
This is not how I taught you.
You taught me to take care of the people who work for me. That's what I'm doing.
So, what, I just go screw myself?
No, you want revenge. And I understand that.
No, you don't understand a damn thing. My wife-to-be was shot right in front of me. I built this business. I'm taking it back. That's what's happening.
You wanted to leave this business, Sonny. You can't just change your mind about it just like that. It doesn't work that way.
Things have changed. So just so I'm clear, You're cutting me out?
No, you cut yourself out. You signed it all away so you can start a new, legitimate life.
You didn't even want to take over.
But I did take over. Because it's what you wanted me to do. I took on the responsibility of running this business, and now I got to see it through. I can't let you just back in here right now. It wouldn't be fair to the people who work for me to let you come in here and use them for your own revenge.
Those people work for me. They trust
And
me.
you're willing to take them to war on circumstantial evidence.
Karpov shot Kate! That doesn't mean anything! If I don't retaliate, then it gives that Russian free rein to do whatever he wants. If you don't care about Kate, that's one thing. But think of the message that you're sending. The next one he can come after is one of your own.
Doesn't add up. Karpov shot Kate. Why is he gonna deny it? Hey, Sonny, we don't have...
Kate, listen to me! She's in the hospital! She's dying! The only way to stop this from happening again is to make sure Karpov pays with his life. When you worked for me, did I ever refuse to protect the people that you love?
Listen to me. I want to do everything that you're asking me to do. I am loyal to you.
You don't know the meaning of loyalty.
I cannot make an emotional decision. I got to look at the facts. It's not about what I want. It's about my responsibility.
If this were the woman that you loved, and someone shot her, he'd be dead right now.
I would do what had to be done. I would not get emotional because it leads to bad decisions. You know that.
You don't even realize that you're going to lose everything if you don't take a stand on this.
You know what? Just go back to the hospital and be with Kate. You're gonna do what you have to do. Just try to get on with your life.
You refuse to defend your territory and the people you love. That makes you weak. And people like Karpov, maybe even Zacchara, are going to take you down. It breaks my heart to know that everything that I built will be destroyed. But you know what? In the end, we all get what we deserve. Believe me, I know. If you're not willing to fight and defend your territory, it gets taken from you.
When I'm attacked, I will retaliate. At this point, all we know for sure is Kate was shot with a Russian rifle. There is no proof.
So you're going to just sit on your hands while my bride fights for her life? This is the level of disrespect that I never thought that I'd see from you.
I'm sorry. It's because I respect everything that you taught me. That's why I can't do what you want me to do.
You were like a brother to me. Now you're nothing.
Look, I want to hold off all the shipments for the rest of the week. Bernie, because I don't have a choice. I don't know what Sonny's capable of.
You wanted to see me?
There might be trouble with Sonny. He's unhappy with some of the decisions I'm making.
If I were Sonny, I'd surmise it was Karpov who shot my bride, and I'd want to retaliate.
Sonny's acting on emotions, Cody.
You don't think Karpov did it?
I don't know. I can't go to war on a guess.
So you shut Corinthos down.
I'm trusting you with this because you're new. All the other lieutenants have worked with Sonny, and I cannot count on their loyalty if Sonny approaches them to turn against me.
It's already happening. Sonny wants to take over. And I've been asked to switch sides. I told him I would.